As a way of introducing myself, I thought I'd answer the question many readers ask of me. How did you ever become a writer? Well, I'm not exactly sure when my writing career began. My mother never passed down any stories I wrote with a crayon. But I do remember being scolded a number of times for not coloring inside the lines. I do recall the first public reading of my work. It happened in the 6th grade when the note I passed up the aisle to the love of my life, Jane Morelli, was intercepted by Sister Mary Holywater, who then read the note to the entire class. Jane, Jane, I wrote, you drive me insane. Although initially embarrassed at the public display of my affection, I felt a certain accomplishment of being able to make the class roar with laughter. Maybe I got hooked at that point. Who knows? In high school, my writing career took a different direction when I became the go-to guy for forging notes from parents stating that their child had been sick the previous day. Not only was I proficient at choosing diseases that were believable to the dean of students, but at $2 a note, I started believing I could someday make a living as a writer. By the way, my career as a forger ended when I mistakenly wrote a note on the reverse side of yesterday's cafeteria lunch menu. I guess I needed a good editor even then. After time served for the forgery, I became the humor writer for the school newspaper with my column, Microcephalics Unite. One of my finest entries was a review of Mr. Carrico's lecture on the Battle of Bull Run, which I wrote was nothing more than running bull. This I considered not only hilarious, but cutting edge at the time. Unfortunately, Mr. Carrico didn't share in my assessment of his work, and my career as a columnist ended before it had a chance to flourish. Throughout my writing career, I've also had to work in mailrooms, gas stations, restaurants. I've sold magazines door to door. I've been a corporate guy, entrepreneurial, self-employed, and oftentimes unemployed. But through it all, I've always been infected with the writer's curse, which is the belief that someone would actually pay money to read what I write. I've written theater pieces, song lyrics, comedy sketches, how-to videos, and hundreds of ads. I've sold movie scripts that never got made, plays that few people ever saw, and had a book published that never got read. It is said that the two most difficult things in life to deal with are success and failure. Well, let me tell you, I've had plenty of practice with the latter. I've been self-publishing on Amazon now since 2011. My books have been downloaded over 250,000 times. I've had over 2,000 reviews, 85% of which garner 4 or 5 stars. I get letters from readers all over the world. So now, I must be doing something right. Finally. No, I don't know how I got started writing, but I have a pretty good idea that when I finish, there will still be a pen in my hand. Thanks for stopping by. Come back and please visit often.